Sat Nam. Welcome to Yoga for the Body Worker. My name is Hope Duvall, and I'm here this weekend to share with you some tools and practices that you can add to your self-care routine. These are practices that have been very helpful to me as a massage therapist, and I hope that you will find some benefit and value in them for your practice as well. We're going to be doing a number of different exercises, not just physical exercises though. In this workshop, we're going to explore two different types of yoga practice. One that you're probably quite familiar with is the traditional hatha practice, and that includes many of the physical postures or asanas that you've seen or even done when you've gone to your local gym or even a local yoga studio. We're going to explore some other schools of yoga practice as well, and some traditions that move beyond just the asana or physical practice of the yoga that so many in the West are familiar with. We're going to explore pranayama, which is breath work, mantra meditation, which is the vocalization and using our voice to both sing and chant, for meditation to help us maintain mindful awareness and tune in to particular intentions. We're also going to explore asana and movements that are intended to help support, nourish our bodies, and strengthen our bodies so we can be even better and more effective practitioners. And finally, we're going to explore our spiritual growth through Kriya practice. And a Kriya is a movement based on intention. And it's basically an action that has a significance or an intention that is to be reinforced and embodied. So we're going to dig even deeper into these things this weekend, and I have many things that I'm very excited to share with you during this workshop. So in order to get started, you're going to need a few things. And of course, we know we may need a yoga mat. If for whatever reason you don't have a yoga mat at home, you can always roll up a towel or use a blanket, or even find a carpeted surface on the floor where you feel comfortable, where you're not going to slip or fall. In addition to the yoga mat, we'll also probably need a blanket. Whenever we do our yoga nidra or deep relaxation, sometimes we get a little bit chilly. So this blanket serves a purpose for that, as well as a blanket can help give us an extra boost to lift our pelvis if we're sitting for long periods of time. The longer we're sitting for some of these longer meditations, the more you're going to want to have one of these handy. If you have access to one, and I know not everybody does, a yoga bolster or a meditation cushion will all be helpful and useful as we go through this class. Any pillows or stacked sofa cushions can be helpful for this purpose too. So let's find a way to get comfortable. We're going to be seated cross-legged in order to begin much of our practice. So let's go ahead. I'll move these out of the way. We're going to start by sitting up nice and tall in good yogi posture. We're going to sit with our legs crossed. Our hands are going to be resting on the back of our knees with our palms facing up, our index finger and thumbs gently touching. Just resting here on the back of knees. The spine is going to be nice and tall. Shoulders dropped. Chin tucked. Navel pulled in. With your tongue resting on the roof of your mouth. Eyes either closed or 1/8 of the way open, gazing at the tip of your nose. We'll begin with some long, slow, deep breathing. Notice any holding patterns you might have in your body. Notice if there's any tightness in your abdomen. Allow yourself on the inhale to expand the abdomen. And on the exhale, allow the navel to pull back in towards your spine. Be mindful that your shoulders aren't moving. As we take those deep breaths, we don't want to be moving from our shoulders. We want to be moving through our abdomen. For this deep belly breath. And relax your breath. And shake out your hands. And open your eyes. And in every Kundalini class, we start with a special mantra that's known as the Adi mantra. And this mantra is Om Namo Gurudev Namo. And the words mean, I bow to the divine wisdom within. It's a beautiful intention and the perfect way to start any class because it reminds us why we're here. We're tapping into that human potential. We're tapping into whatever it is within us that we may not be able to recognize or see. And it guides us through every part of our class and through our time together. So we're going to chant this mantra together. So let's go ahead and tune in together. Close your eyes. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale and relax your breath, meditating with your hands in your lap. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. And open your eyes. So a big part of a holistic yoga practice is pranayama or breath work. In Ayurvedic traditions, breath work is energy work because prana is synonymous with that life force energy. And a lot of these breathwork exercises and breathing exercises can be felt throughout our entire body. They can have a profound impact on our physiology. So we're going to do a couple really important pranayamas to become familiar with if you're going to practice yoga. And we're going to start with something called the breath of fire. And this is sometimes a challenging breath for a lot of new yoga students And it's really important to make sure that we're doing this breath properly. And I hate to use this analogy, but it's really the easiest way to learn the rhythm of this breath. So we're going to start with our mouth open. The breath of fire is done through the nose, but I want you guys to get comfortable with the rhythm of this breath with our mouth open first. So we're going to open our mouth and stick our tongue out, and we're going to pant like a dog. Yep, that's what we're going to do. Once you get the rhythm of that breath, I want you to transfer that through your nose. So take that same rhythm of and put it through your nose. And that, through your nose, is breath of fire. You're going to feel your stomach pump with each breath. You should not be using your chest and moving like this with each breath. And it shouldn't be through the mouth at all. Then you'll hyperventilate. So you've got to do this one properly or else it's going to be uncomfortable. So if you want to start this breath with little tiny sniffs, less is more until you get comfortable with it. So use the nose gently. And inhale and relax the breath. That's breath of fire. We're going to begin our warm-up series. And this is a series of exercises that are very gentle. They're intended for everybody. You don't have to have the perfect yogi strength or flexibility to do any of these movements. They're all meant for you to do where you are today in whatever physical fitness that you're in. We just want you to move, to feel the flow and move the energy of your own body. So let's begin this series of movement together. We're going to start by placing our hands on our knees, and we're going to lean forward just with our chest, and we're going to rotate our rib cage along our spine. So we're going to make sure our sit bones remain on the floor. And we're going to begin these spinal circles. Round your back as you come around, as if you're hitting all the dials on the clock. Pick up the pace. Then allow yourself to flow. Close your eyes and get lost in the rhythm of this movement. Coming back to center. Pausing and going in the other direction. Picking up the pace and finding that rhythm. And bringing it back to center. Where we pause and meditate. Dropping your chin, rolling your head to the left, slightly back, and all the way around, like you're drawing a circle in the air with your nose. And pausing in the center, moving the other direction. And back to center. As we reach in front, as far out as we can, walking our hands out into a forward fold. Holding for 3 breaths. And walking our hands to the left. And back to center. And walking our hands back over to the right. And back to the center one more. Slowly making our way back up to a seated posture. And meditate. Continuing in our warm-up series, we're going to begin a set of dynamic movements that are coordinated with our breath. And we always begin to the left with an inhale and exhale to the right. So we're going to put our hands on our shoulders with the fingers in front of the shoulders and our thumb behind our shoulders on both sides. We're going to hold a posture like this. We're going to twist to the left on the inhale and exhale to the right to a fast rhythm. Pace moving, but don't allow yourself to get so rushed in the movement that you're not feeling each motion. Bend toward your left. Exhale, other side. Inhale. Beginning shoulder shrugs. Pushing yourself off of your mat with your legs out in front of you. We're going to begin an exercise called rowboat. We're going to start with both hands in front of us, our feet slightly dorsiflexed. We're going to lean forward and back. Coordinated with the breath. Inhale forward, exhale back.
I don't condemn, I don't convert. This is the calling, have you heard? Bring all the lovers to the fold. No one is gonna lose their soul. All my days I've been searching, find out what this life is worth. Through the books I've looked, through time I've searched. Love is my religion.
Relax on your hands.
Love is my religion.
And meditate. Twist your legs from side to side.
Love is my religion.
Now, out your knees.
All we need is love.
And relax. Coming onto your hands and knees. We're going to have our knees about hips width apart. Feet flat on the floor. We're going to begin with a nice flat back. Hands should be underneath our shoulders, and our hands and wrists should be straight ahead with our whole hand touching the mat. We're going to begin a cat-cow series. We're going to round our stomach, pointing our navel towards the ground with our tailbone pointing up to the sky. Head up. And exhale. Tucking the tailbone under, rounding the neck and shoulders.
In the corner of a room, darkness moves upon you like a cloud across the moon. You're aware in all the silence of a constant that will turn, like the windmill left deserted, or the sun forever burn. So don't forget to breathe, don't forget to breathe. Our life is here, no 11th hour reprieve, so don't forget
back to neutral, resting back on your heels, walking your hands out into child's pose.
But don't forget to breathe.
Stretching the hands out as far in front of you as you can. Satna. Moving long ways on our mat, we're going to extend our legs out in front of us. Sit with your back nice and tall, feet straight out in front of you as we reach for our toes, keeping the back as straight as we can. We hold. Long, slow, deep breathing. Soften the knees. Make sure you're hinging from the hip. And hold. Relax. Gliding back up, bringing the left heel in, extending the right leg. I'm going to lean forward towards our toes. Again, making sure we're hinging from the hip. If you can touch your toes, that's wonderful. If you can only touch your shin or your knee, that's okay too. This is about where you are today, and there's no judgment. Long, slow, deep breathing. Relax. Switching legs, going the other side. Holding for the toes. Leaning forward, if you can rest your head on your knee, you're welcome to do that. You can rest your hands on your shin, hold your toes, that's fantastic. Explore the end feel of your body today in this stretch. And relax. Back to a seated posture as we meditate for just a moment. We're going to begin with a sun salutation series. So let's stand at the top of your mat, rise up into a standing posture. We're going to bring our hands together in mountain posture. Allow your feet, your toes to touch on the mat. Soften your knees. Use all four corners of your feet to hold your balance here. Aligning your spine, tucking your chin, breathing here in the strong mountain posture. As we take a big deep breath, reaching up towards the sky, slight back bend, and a forward fold where we come straight down to touch the floor, softening the knees, reaching in, moving your chest and your head towards your knees. Halfway up onto your fingertips, looking up. Fingertips fingertips placed on the floor to step back with your right leg into a high lunge. Lifting the hands up. Back down, hands on either side of your foot. Step back into plank. If you need to drop onto your knees, you can drop onto your knees. Shift back into a downward facing dog. Ankles are about hip width apart. Pressing your heels in towards the mat and your hips up towards the sky. And walk the heels. Press the left heel as far into the mat as you can. Same with the right on the other side. And shift back into plank pose. Drop your knees to the ground, lowering your body into a low plank. All the way down on the mat, lifting up into cobra. Curling the toes under, shifting back into downward facing dog. Stepping forward with your left leg, coming up into a lunge, reaching up for the sky. Hands back down to the mat. Slide the other leg forward. And straighten your legs into a forward fold. Slowly rolling up. Back into mountain pose. We'll do it again. Deep inhale in. Reach up towards the sky. Slight back bend. Forward fold. Back with the right leg. Lunge. Turning both hands to the mat, then back into plank. Shifting back into downward facing dog. Walking those heels. And shifting back into plank. Dropping the knees to a low plank. Resting the forehead on the mat. Lifting up into cobra. And shifting back up to downward facing dog. Stepping through with the left leg into lunge. Pausing here before reaching up with a slight back bend. Hands back down to the mat. Bringing the foot forward, raising the hips up towards the sky. And slowly